Brussels will tell British negotiators they must make concessions on European Union demands or risk scuppering chances of a trade deal. After the third negotiating round started today, Michel Barnier, the EU's chief negotiator, warned that he expects to see tangible progress across all areas of the future relationship discussions. The Frenchman insisted this means Britain must engage on the bloc's plan for a regulatory level playing field. Top Brussels officials have accused Boris Johnson's army of negotiators of deliberately stalling talks and not engaging on the most contentious areas. Writing on Twitter, Mr. Barnier said, "Round 3 of the negotiations began today with David Frost and team. We need tangible progress across all areas, including open and fair competition standards. We are negotiating on behalf of the entire EU. There must be a proper balance of rights and obligations." EU diplomats and officials have said they believe Mr. Frost, Boris Johnson's chief negotiator, is less willing to engage on areas where the bloc is keen to secure concessions from Britain. They are, however, wary of British efforts to make rapid progress on a free trade agreement, retaining access to the EU's aviation market and securing continued nuclear cooperation. One EU official said, "It's clear the UK wants to show progress by June on the free trade agreement, aviation and energy and then say there is no need for an extension, and that a deal can be done on these points." Downing Street has responded angrily to the allegations. A UK spokesman said, "We do not recognise the suggestion that we have not engaged with the EU in any area. We will continue to negotiate constructively to find a balanced solution which reflects the political realities on both sides." UK sources insist they are ready to hold substantial discussions, but it doesn't mean Mr. Frost will consider accepting EU demands to keep Britain locked to its rulebook. "This isn't a negotiating position, it's the point of Brexit and what the government was elected to deliver," one said. Mr. Frost is expected to once again reinforce the government's position that it will not extend the post-Brexit transition period. He will say progress must be made on the deadlocked trade talks this month because the government will not seek to delay them. Downing Street fears Britain could be caught up in a huge upheaval of European legislation unless the country quits the bloc's single market and customs union at the end of the year. A UK spokesman said, "Extending the transition would simply prolong the negotiations, prolong business uncertainty, and delay the moment of control of our borders." Clearly, as the EU looks to deal with the impacts of coronavirus on the 27 member states, they will need to propose all kinds of new legislation which will obviously be designed for the 27, rather than being tailored in a way to suit the interests of the UK. An extension to the transition period would bind us into future EU legislation, without us having any say in designing it.